Alright, howdy ho folks. Multiversal Medium here for another episode of Harvestella. A game that I find new ways to hate every episode. Last episode, I somehow kept a hate argument going through an entire episode filled with fishing. Which I'm honestly appalled that I was able to do. That's honestly kind of hard to do. I've fished in a few games on my channel thus far. Moon, Secrets of Grindia, and something that should be aware to those that watch those series. I usually cut it out. I enjoy fishing in video games. I really do. But it's not exactly great content, not gonna lie. So the fact that I was able to keep an entire episode in that was nothing but fishing, while still having things, gosh, this game keeps giving. I just don't like what it's handing off to me. Anyways, this episode, I think it's about time we actually started doing some side quest nonsense, being productive. Ooh. Apparently we unlocked the second part of the skill board. A blaze, that is a slash and a fire attack. What is flame tongue? A scorching slash and fire attack. Additional effect. Causes continual damage to target. Need a lot of JP. Yeah, increased fire damage, reduced physical damage, flame tongue 2, crescent slash 2, it's normal attack. Okay. Cool. Cool. And since the last bit is 8, I think if we do what? These two, that equate to 2, and then it would just be 2 of these. We'd unlock the last panel. Let's see, mage-wise, we can do freezing. Let's hold out for enhanced normal attack. This. Step, short job change. Rush the target with a crushing and lightning attack. Additional effect has a chance to stun. Okay, sounds good to me. Honestly, I like skill trees and just games that kind of let you max out anything and everything skill-wise. It's just something I've always loved. Who is this dandy? Chapter 3B, The Bulla's Requiem. I'm afraid we don't sell anything like that here. Oh, he's got character artwork. You know is important. You know what the character artwork reminds me of? Radiant Historia. This dude looks like a character from Radiant Historia, if I'm remembering right. I wonder if some of the artists kind of carried over from that project to this one. Because I was thinking that when I saw Cress in a lot of various poses in her artwork, she looks familiar art design-wise. And I'm wondering if some of the artists from that game worked on this. I may be wrong. I'm not like a freaking homing beacon of art styles. I'm actually pretty decent when it comes to various things related to art, but I'm not a homing beacon. I can tell Kazuma Kaneko's artwork, and that's about it. Which apparently he left Atlas like last year. End of an era. Anyways, I see. This is quite a shame. I was sure I would be able to find one if I came here. Let me guess, we're gonna have to deal with whatever the heck he's looking for. But all is not lost. I was able to find something even better by coming here. Oh, he's not just a dandy, he's a freaking playboy. Really? We have something that rare? Indeed. You don't often find ladies graced with beauty such as yours in any old village. Yeah, just a playboy through and through. However. Why You know what I want? I want a high, like, Western fantasy style game. It doesn't even have to be fantasy. I want a Western medieval style game that has that eras in that, like, actual settings version of beauty to be looked well upon. Because I'm tired of this anime JRPG. This is what beauty standards are. I really am. I really, really am. Anytime I read any manhwa, manga, other way of writing manhwa with like a W instead of a U, I don't know if they're pronounced differently. Korea's and China's versions of mangas. I always love differing art styles for character designs, as well as characters that are depicted in ways that are not just anime slash classic depictions of beauty, while also them looking like that and not being a villain or evil. Because usually you will see like larger dudes, you'll see dudes that are quote unquote ugly or whatever when they're not ugly. They just don't look like Instagram perfect whatever filter AI generated wow beauty, and they're almost always depicted as villains and stuff, because when it comes to writing and making of media, usually when you make a villain, you make them have various traits that are considered unlikable physically. That's why a lot of villains and stuff sometimes have hook noses. That's why sometimes a lot of villains are just like sweaty and greasy while being round. Like what society tends to consider quote unquote ugly will usually be used to portray villains or characters in a setting in light in order for you to understand the role they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be ugly characters mentally as well as physically, basically. And that's how people tend to write. I am tired of it. I want people to look like people. And it's getting annoying. I'm tired of this freaking hourglass figure BS. I hate that every woman in this game has high heels. It's BS. It really is. I hate that this dude, this gentleman, that if he didn't have the term gentleman on, is just another model of the woman here. Like, if you told me with that portrait it was actually a woman, I'd believe you, because the portrait looks just like Cress and her portrait. Because all of this anime beauty nonsense that they keep going for in every piece of media is so homogenized that its characters just look the same. Every character looks the same. Every anime looks the same almost. And I'm glad we're starting to move away with that with newer animes and stuff, but it's not happening quick enough even in the game media. It's just, how long was that rant? I think, oh gosh, that rant was too long. I'm sorry, guys. My. Speaking of beauty, let's try to get back on this. Sorry. I couldn't help it because this dude's a freaking playboy and he's talking about how beautiful things are. Once beautiful lady. Oof. Oof. How much you want to bet she's pissed at me now, even though she should be pissed at him for being so shallow? Oh, you do have quite an interesting scent. Okay, that is creepy as all heck. Oh my gosh. My fiance works in a place where she's technically working with customers, and she's had a customer come up and just like audibly and visibly sniff her. It is one of the most uncomfortable things you can do to a person. Don't say someone smells good, man. Not unless you dating. Don't. That's creepy. Where the hell do you get off? I don't want to ask him that, because I know 1,000,001 answers to this that are just proper comebacks and snarky. Okay, you know what? If he does that kind of thing, he gets kind of some brownie points if he's able to snark back. Apologies. I shouldn't say something so off color when first meeting a lady. Okay, yep, he's not getting those points. 100%. If someone asks where the heck you get off, you can say, well, usually in my bedroom in the privacy of my own home, but I wouldn't mind having a bit of company. Huh? See, he'd get brownie points for that kind of comeback. Like him being actually flirtatious and kind of dirty. It's a fine character trait. I wouldn't mind it. Like if they fully fed into it. But no, he's a dirty playboy that crosses boundaries. But no, he needs to be holier than thou and demure and modest or whatever the frick the stupid meme is. He's not allowed to be a flirty, dirty playboy. He has to be, oh, so noble while also being a dirty playboy. Which means his two character traits don't intermingle. So stupid. The dude just sniffed me, but now he's got to backtrack because he needs to be all nice and wonderful. Screw this. Apologies. I shouldn't say something so off color when first meeting a lady. Did I already say that line? Whatever. Oh, staff. They changed her name again. I like how she's 100% done with him. Because it was the once beautiful lady and now it's just staff. So do you need my wares or not? You came all the way from Shatola, right? Ah, that's right. It looks like you don't have the mechanism I need after all. I should just keep walking. Why do I need to continue dialogue? I literally walked over here and he flirted with me and I was like, what the heck, dude? There is no reason for my character to say either of these. I don't want to know who he is, so I guess mechanism. Oh, I'm sorry. I should introduce myself. That's not what I asked. I had two options for dialogue. One asking about the mechanism and one asking who he is. I asked about the mechanism. The name is Hein. I tend to inhabit the Shatola Atelier. Okay, so you run an atelier. Cool. You can find Shatola south of here. It's quite a peaceful little port town. I did not want the whole life story, man. I really don't care. I didn't even want to know about the mechanism. Or rather, it was. It's grown busier since the event with the Sea's Light and Lorelei's appearance. Is it Lorelei or Lorelei? I think it's Lorelei. Anyway, it looks like I'm done here. Do stop by the atelier if you find yourself in Shatola, won't you? God. What a worthless scumbag. Also, how mechanical and disjointed was the shopkeeper shaking her head right there? It did not seem freaking natural whatsoever. Priority guide. Use A when selecting stories and quests for the menu diary to prioritize and display the guide. Okay, cool, whatever, who cares? I don't want to talk to the kids. I hate the kids. No, I don't want to talk to the doctor either. I hate the doctor too. What the heck's over here? What do we got going on? Back where Little Miss Omen crashed. I know she's not an omen. She's an Able. Oh, an Able means human. She's a human. Oh, she's got a portrait, which means she's important and possibly marryable in this game where all the farming aspects are just kind of tacked on. Also, I thought the Order and the priest left for the Winter Sea's Light. So why are they here? We had this entire plot point that we had to tell the fairy. It was horribly tacked on in Cress's dialogue that these guys are gone. So why are they here? I see. This is a giant monolith, isn't it? I bet this has something to do with what's been going on lately. Why are you here? What are you doing? Or I don't think we're meant to go near it. What are you doing? I don't know if we're not meant to go near it. I went on it. Oh, do you live in this village? No. My name's Shrika Veramand. I'm a missionary from the Sea's Light Order. Yeah, I was told you guys left the village. Why are you here? Gosh. 100%. Dr. Lady, even when she's being a plot bridge to bring plot points along, cannot even do that correctly. She didn't even give us proper information about a major plot point. That was her entire purpose of being in that cutscene. Oh my effing god. The Sea's Light has been acting strange recently, hasn't it? I'm looking into it now. I actually came to this village just before that happened because I heard a meteor landed here. I wanted to see it. Okay, cool. You're just able to do that? Thought you'd have to work for your little investigation order or whatever. Also, if you've been here that entire time, how come I wasn't introduced to this girl before finishing the first dungeon? I'll admit, I never came over here, but we were not introduced to side quests or anything. Like how it did with the whole tutorial when we first entered the village after the first dungeon. This girl probably should have been introduced at that point, and then she should have left with the Sea's Light Order. Why does everything in this game feel disjointed? Like plotline and timeline wise. Do you know anything about it? There was a girl inside. Apparently we can't go in there now. I don't think it's smart to tell the church order that doesn't even tell us how monolites work about the fact that there was a person inside that, so apparently we can't go in there now. We can't go in there now? Well, that means there was a time when we could. Okay, I don't need you being smart enough to pick up on that. I don't need you being smart enough to pick up on that. Every other character in this game, and I'm going to assume you included, are stupid 99% of the time. So the one time I have subtext in one of my dialogue options, you pick up on it? No. Screw you. How come you know so much anyway? You're not just a plain old villager, are you? You're right. I'm the town's scapegoat. You say you're investigating the Sea's Light. Like, I know my character is meant to be kind of naive or whatever. I'm not really allowed agency. They kind of wrote my character to be a certain way, and then they pretend like you have a choice in anything that happens with that character. It's honestly insulting. But is there a reason my character needs to butt in to every other conversation I come across? As well, is there a reason I need to give answers and go overly into detail about things with people I don't even know? Ah, I see. So you're not a villager. You're a traveler. I don't know how you put what I said into such a weird context to get that conclusion. What about me saying I'm investigating Sea's Light makes me a traveler? Maybe I do live here. Whatever, it's bad writing, it's bad writing. Sister Shrika, it's about time we got going. Already? Well, alright. I figured a few things out anyway. Yeah, have you figured out that you're a fucking waste of time? See you later, traveler. I'll be in the holy capital in the west, so come visit me if you're in the area. 100%. If she wasn't staying in town, we could have been introduced to this girl before we finished the first dungeon, had some parts of this cutscene changed, and then have her leave with the priestly order. What is she doing here? Although you're investigating the Sea's Light, so I'm sure we'll run into each other again. Why are you so okay with that? As far as I'm aware, your order stops people from knowing what's going on with the Sea's light. Shouldn't you give a warning of like, it's dangerous and you really shouldn't be investigating them or something? You're wondering why? It's pretty obvious why. Yeah, you have one at the Holy Capital or whatever, yeah. We were told that. Why is my character confused? Come on. It's because the Winter Sea's Light is in the Holy Capital of Argi. Yeah, we were told that. We know there's a Winter Sea's Light there. It's been brought up multiple times in multiple cutscenes. And it's where all the priests are supposed to be right now with their armor that they somehow got attacked at. Because apparently they have really good armor, even though we only ever see them in priestly robes. And as far as I'm aware, we can never wear armor in this game. So, why did that need to be restated? Let's go. Okay. Like, obviously she's like a bit higher ranked if the other priests are like bowing to her and kind of just wait on her. That's a safe assumption, but also everything about that cutscene felt wrong. Everything. So many different ways to handle that character's introduction. That is so stupid. Also, why isn't Arya allowed in this?
Go and check around there next time.
She's just sitting here. The heck? She's just kneeling, looking at the door. Why can't she go in? Why wouldn't she have access to it? You know what, actually, she's like a delusional crazy bee. I wouldn't be surprised if she forgot the passcode to get in. Arya. It's Frid Dre, Frid Dre. It's passcode. Always has been. Gosh dang. I'm assuming like these orange marks around the town are like related to love interests slash party members slash whatever. I can't believe they somehow tacked marriage onto this game. I really can't. Chapter 3A, The Heaven's Egg. I hate him. I hate him so much. I hate whatever he has going on in this freaking stupid side pauldron. I know asymmetrical designs are par for the course for JRPGs. JRPGs just handle them shittily. Like, there's nothing wrong with an asymmetrical design. There really isn't. JRPGs just don't handle them well. Just check out how the heck Sheogorath's outfit is in honestly, any rendition of him. He's asymmetrical, but it's handled well. It's properly designed color theory-wise. It's just... what the heck? What am I supposed to glean from this guy's design? And this is... we're going to go into JRPG character design. Because honestly, when it comes to character design for like a game or series like this, and I'm sorry that I'm stopping during another cutscene. This is just what I'm doing today, apparently. When it comes to a character's design in a video game specifically, usually a lot of media, but especially video games, if they're an important character, their design should kind of elicit a feeling of what they're supposed to be. So having a big burly dude in plate armor and a massive tower shield is going to elicit a feeling of he is a person meant to tank or defend things. Muscular dude that's like wearing only a loincloth and has like a big two-handed sword or a warhammer or something is going to elicit a feeling of like a barbarian, a brute, a berserker kind of thing. What is this dude's design supposed to make us feel he is as a person? What is his pauldron meant to add to his design? What is the aspect of the mummy wrapping on his one arm? What about this character's design philosophy is supposed to make me think, oh yes, he is a so-and-so, and he's part of the so-and-so order? What is he supposed to be? Because honestly, he just looks like a kid that got into the theater, like, costume room and just put something together as a 5-year-old. And he likes it, so he's wearing it. And that is a major issue with JRPGs in general. Even with Cress's design right next to him, we see various potions and stuff on her belt. It is slightly better. It's not good. Her entire outfit does not scream doctor, but we could argue that the dress overcoat thing is a white doctor gown or a white doctor coat or whatever. We could argue that, and sure, why not? That isn't honestly the best depiction of it, but you could make the logical leap to some degree. There is nothing I can glean from this guy. He's just a shittily designed JRPG character. And why is this accepted nowadays? Why is just throwing really clashing gross design elements onto like armor and stuff considered okay and acceptable for character designs? This is Sparkle Wolf territory. This is what a 12-year-old considers eye-catching. And just, why should I want that in my $60 video game for various characters? Why should I care about this guy, and what is the point of him? A lot of that, like, just those two questions can usually be answered with good character design. Frickin' a very basic aspect, say Pokemon. Why should I care about this character? Oh, they're dressed up as a nurse? They could probably heal my Pokemon. Pokemon Black and White did that a lot. You would fight wild nurses and doctors. You talk to a mentor, they can heal your Pokemon on the route. The character design followed through. Every trainer in Pokemon actually has valid character design for the type of Pokemon they use. So you get into a battle, or you get outright even see them in the overworld, and it's like, oh, that dude's like a fighter or whatever. Or a black belt. I know he's going to be using fighting types. Their character design natively transfers over into what they do as a character. It is not rocket science. It really isn't. I don't know why JRPGs just don't comprehend this one aspect. And it's such a thing that people are fully aware it's BS. It's just never changed. Anyways, I'm sorry for being such a bother. It's no problem at all. Though I must say I was surprised, considering I'd just given Estina some medicine for Nemia Town too. We're getting a lot of name drops and a lot of town names. Nemia Town. Don't tell me there's something going on around at the orphanage. Yeah, that's a lot of buzzwords. No, it's nothing like that. I'm giving him way too deep a voice for that baby face. This dude is like 12, maybe like 12 to 14 tops. There's a couple characters in Rune Factory 5 that are like marriage prospects, but they're very childlike. And like, most people aren't okay dating them because of how childlike they are. Because honestly, Rune Factory and a lot of farming games have become kind of more played by adults nowadays. Whereas they were originally marketed, especially Rune Factory, I should say, was marketed more towards a late teen audience. So having these young marriage prospects kind of puts a lot of the adults that play these games kind of on edge. Anyways, that whole tangent, This guy is honestly reminding me of that same feeling from Rune Factory 5 of that male love interest that's just such a child. It's like, why would I try to romance him? I feel like I should just ground him. He's a kid. Anyways, Cress putting on a fake smile because she's in front of guests. Ah, welcome. Would you give me a moment? I'm just dealing with another client. Do you even work? It's the first time I've seen you work. Thank you for waiting. Are you from Leith Village? No, I came from Who's a Buzz It Was It Town. I also need to talk to this one doctor in Leith Village because of something happening in Who's a Buzz It Was It Town. Wow. Weird that everyone from out of town is just visiting today, huh? This is Ayn. She lives nearby, but she's seen her fair share of trouble. That is completely irrelevant. One, Cress, you shouldn't be introducing me. I should be kind of introducing myself, I guess. That's something that's always weirded me out with introductions. Like, yeah, I know some people are like, well, why aren't you introducing us or whatever? That's usually in the instance of like couples or very close friends. I don't like Cress. I really don't. We're not friends. She should not be introducing me to other people, for one. Secondly, my defining character trait when introducing me is, I live nearby and I've seen trouble. What? Who are you? No pleasantries. I don't like you. Oh, of course. My name is Azel. Really stupid way of spelling that. All these characters' names are stupidly spelled. Who cares? Move on. I can't get caught up on another tangent just because of spelling. Yeah, I gotta keep moving. You came all the way from Nemea Town. I don't know where that is and I don't care. Well, that's because there isn't a doctor as skilled as you there, Dr. Cress. How bad is your town that Cress is like a standard that they can't meet? She hasn't done any doctoring. Where's Nemea or doctor? Doctor? Come now, you don't need to worry. A lot of towns around here depend on me. What? Don't lie to me. You don't do anything all day. Don't lie to me. Like, oh man, I don't keep tabs on you all day whatsoever, but I know for a fact you keep tabs on me all day. You don't do anything. You stalk me. Don't lie to me. Nemea is east of here, sitting pretty close to the Spring Seas light. Oh, so that's the place we were supposed to go. Whatever. It's a beautiful town filled with cherry blossoms. I definitely recommend going to see them for yourself sometime. Rather not. The animations during cutscenes are just so animatronic in nature. Like, it 100% feels like we're just dealing with a bunch of puppets. Whatever. Well, actually, now might not be the best time for sightseeing. The amount of calls I get during recordings is appalling because nobody calls me at any other time of the day. I can record at midnight and somebody's gonna call me, I swear. And it's always something important like, hey, we need to talk to you about like your medical device not working anymore. This is really important. It's like, hey, so I don't have a medical device. You're trying to call the dude who used to have this number and you need to contact him in a different way. I'm not him. I'm dealing with that for years. Like it peters out for a bit and then I think the dude just forgets that he doesn't have my number anymore, so he gives it out again. The amount of times I've found out his heart monitor is effing up. It's some dude I've never met and I don't know. But I need to call the people with the heart monitor and be like, yeah, you need to contact him differently. Like, I don't know how to deal with that. I don't know him. Christ. Anyways, aren't the cherry blossoms blooming, or did something happen? Aren't the cherry blossoms blooming? It's more important than anything else you have to say. Also, oh my gosh. This stupid, like, pauldron thing just... I don't know why it, like, hanging over his elbows when he crosses his arm kind of pisses me off. I guess it's because it's completely worthless, basically. It's already worthless design-wise, but let's say it is a valid form of armor in the universe somehow. I don't know how it would be, but let's say it is. The fact that it doesn't conform to his arm makes it worthless. As a piece of armor, the fact that it hangs off makes it worthless. That stupid freaking 3-blade whatever whatever it's supposed to be is worthless. What's the point? I swear to Christ. It's just... I'm almost waiting for him to have a weird, like, weapon reveal thing, kind of like how Hydo Lancer did, where that bit of his pauldron is going to come down and it's going to be like a claw thing he can do. But where it's at and how it's set up on his portrait, I can't think of a single way of doing that. So I'm just going to assume it's stupid. No. The sea's light makes the cherry blossoms bloom all year round. That must suck. Like, honestly, that's gotta suck. But don't get me wrong, cherry blossoms are beautiful, but can you imagine, like, a flower being bloomed all year round and all the pollen that would cause? It must also suck for the freaking trees. The entire reason cherry blossoms, like, bloom is because they basically getting their F on. They trying to reproduce. So what the heck going on? Those trees just constantly in a state of blue balling. The spring sea's light is constantly blue balling freaking cherry blossoms. That's what you told me. We've been seeing some strange occurrences ever since the sea's light was acting up not long ago. Yeah, apparently, like, weirdly, these sea's lights are tied to everything, but nobody knows how. It's almost like you guys should research that. It's caused a few injuries among those who were investigating the egg. Ooh, the egg. The egg. What's the egg? What's an egg? Oh gosh, an egg? Oh, I'm so curious. Are we going to break the shell and a girl's going to come out? They were investigating an egg? So the strange structure called the Heaven's Egg appeared next to the sea's light, and ever since then, some guys have just been kind of dressing in thigh highs like me. Oh, he is wearing thigh highs. Hazel, were you an egg all along? So I didn't read what frickin' Dim said. I don't care. I was just amazed by the fact he's wearing thigh highs. Don't worry, Hazel. I support you. Laughing because I don't support you. I'm laughing at the weird juxtaposition of a joke I was thinking of and add to approve of it. Thank you, Dim, for whatever you did. Sure, plot, whatever. Dim apparently did something. What does he do all day, too? I just need to mix these, and... I thought you never mixed anything, Cress. I thought you made Dim do that all the time. All done. Your medicine is ready, Hazel. So, Cress, you're basically telling me I can buy medicine here, yeah? Thank you so much. In that case, I'd best be heading back. Dr. Cress, Mr. Dim, and Ein. Oh, I don't get, like, a... Should I be, like, Miss Ein? Why don't I get a little bit of a title? It's actually kind of insulting, all things considered. Why is it Mr. Dim? He doesn't have a last name. You're not saying by his last name. You're just calling me a child, basically. Screw you. You look like more of a child than I do. I hope we can meet again soon. I hope not. Like, not for nothing, but you and everyone else in this game is kind of, like, insufferable. The Fairy gets a pass because they actually are snarky and I'm allowed to snark them. Dr. Cress? Even Dim's calling it out. You're not a doctor. I love that, actually. Like, his first thing he's pissed about is that Cress was called a doctor. That was the first thing he was pissed about. Secondly, he was worried about being called Mr. Dim. His initial response was, how can anyone consider Cress a doctor? I want that on record. Canonically, Cress's brother does not consider her a doctor. Canonically, her brother says she's not one. That is so weirdly gratifying. Just weirdly. And it's the first thing that stood out to him, besides being called a mister. Right. So the spring seas light is a Nemia, or what's a heaven's egg? Do you think if it hatches, all the trans people go to heaven? The trans people are already going to go to heaven. It's a weird thing to ask, Hein. Did he pique your interest? No. Anything to do with the seas light, huh? What? It's not. I didn't ask about the seas light. Why do you all just assume I'm obsessed with the seas light? I don't care about them. They're rocks. Your need to meddle in other people's business is unparalleled. Dim, why do you hate me so much? And how can I somehow make this game let me punch you in the face? Like, seriously, what? Where is this weird aggression coming from? Why do all the characters kind of go from like, yeah, we're cool, to I'm gonna rip your wings off one by one? Like, why is that just how characters are written in this? I don't meddle in people's affairs. They demand I do things for them. If you want to go sticking your nose in their troubles, then that's on you. You want to fix it, right? No. Dim. Where is this coming from? Like, I know your sister isn't a doctor, but you should see a doctor. This is some really weird pent-up aggression you're taking out on me for no reason. I wouldn't say that. Cress, I don't care about your opinion. This is between me and Dim right now, and basically, you need to see yourself out. I know the whole AB conversation, you need to see yourself out. That was the joke I was going for, and I never really lined it up. But that's mainly because I don't have the teenage mentality for that kind of sass anymore. But this is starting to feel a whole lot like a stupid teenage argument, so it's starting to bubble up. You can find Nemia Town to the east of Leith, beyond the Njord Steppe. Hell, Azel, I said hello if you decide to go. I'd rather not go, but I'm glad you said if I decide to, as opposed to demanding. I swear to effing Christ if I go back home and the frickin' mayor's like, so you're headed over to Nemia Town for the siege light into Heaven's Egg. Well, I know Cross was saying don't go, but I know you gotta, and here's a story about the person who used to live in this shed about it. I'm going to lose my effing mind. I'm so glad you're both okay. I'd appreciate it if you didn't try to worry me so much in the future. This is irrelevant. Blah, blah, blah. That's right. I've let it slide for numerous reasons, but you're due for another health exam? Wait, what? I'll send you a letter when the time comes. Try not to forget. I just want to buy medicine. Okay, yeah, so it is bullshit. She is only a doctor in cutscenes where it's relevant for her to be a doctor. She will not freaking, like, actually do anything doctor related. If I could buy medicine, I'd actually be less critical of her. She won't let you buy medicine. She's not a doctor. Cress's entire character trait is starting to feel like head-on, applied directly to the forehead. Head-on, applied directly to the forehead. Cress, applied directly to the wound. Cress, applied directly to the wound. Cress, applied directly to the wound. Like, she's not a doctor. Head-on doesn't do anything for headaches. She's just a liar. Wait, where'd 3C come in? Where's this one? Cruel automata? Oh. So that freaking priest lady. Okay, cool, whatever. You know what, guys? It's been too long for an episode. I kept getting interrupted. That's nothing new. Who cares? I'll talk to y'all later in another episode of Harvestella, and maybe we'll talk to the kids and do stuff I think is side quests, hopefully. I thought all the stuff we were doing was actually going to be side quests. It's apparently just different flavors of the main quest. Freaking vey. Anyways, until then, talk to you later. Ciao.